Well, cameras inside the Supreme Court have long been prohibited, but now a bipartisan group of senators is looking to change that. They have introduced the Cameras in the Courtroom Act. It would allow television coverage of all open court sessions. Justices could vote on forbidding cameras in certain situations if due process rights were at risk. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley introduced the bill, and Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal is a co-sponsor. They say the move would help the high court regain the public's trust.
I think people understanding how our Constitution works and the important role of the Supreme Court would be a benefit to any Supreme Court or any Supreme Court justice.
The American public wants visibility and transparency about their justice system. There should be nothing hidden from the American public.
For more on this, CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now. Hi there, Scott. As you know, it is increasingly rare to find bipartisan agreement on anything these days, it seems like, in Washington, D.C. But you spoke to both Senators Grassley and Blumenthal about this. Tell us more about those conversations.
Yeah, there are two different proposals. One is a perennial. It happens all the time and it never really gets anywhere. This plan to bring cameras into the U.S. Supreme Court, to have visual and audio images and sounds from the biggest arguments in the highest stakes cases. Think abortion rights, gun rights. That bill is like a Don Quixote mission that never seems to end in success. But there's a second bill, a broader one, which would allow cameras and audio access inside all of the nearly 100 federal courthouses, district courts across America, where crimes in your community are being adjudicated and gone on trial, where civil cases are being fought. The senators are more optimistic about that, saying there is a momentum that is being propelled forward. They think if this gets on the floor, it is likely to pass and give America a look inside federal courts, which they so rarely see. Let's hear more now from Senators Grassley, the Republican, and Blumenthal, the Democrat.
I don't think it would affect in any way anything that the 9 Supreme Court justices are doing.
You don't think any of them would change their tenor, their tone, or their message if they knew there was a camera fixed on them?
No, I don't think so. I think they approach it in a very intellectually honest way. It might cause Clarence Thomas to ask more questions, but he's doing that anyway.
Right now, the credibility and trust in our whole judicial system is under a cloud, and we need to let the sunshine through, both for accountability and to restore and preserve trust.
Why is there new momentum and better prospects? Well, one reason Senator Blumenthal says is the 1,000 plus January 6 prosecutions, which have most certainly captured America's interest, but which remain invisible unless you're in the unique position to be inside the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. You don't get to hear the arguments, don't get to see the evidence, you don't get to see the outcomes. That could propel change, Elaine.
You know, it is fascinating to think about this prospect, Scott, of cameras in the high court and in federal courthouses, as you note, potentially across this country. Of course, as a television journalist, we would love to have that, to be able to include that as part of our reporting, right? I wonder, though, are there any lawmakers in Washington who are absolutely staunchly opposed to this idea?
There doesn't seem to be a vocal faction against it. There certainly is opposition from judges who may not want to have the granular details and the machinations of their courtrooms broadcast for a worldwide audience. And there certainly is concern that if you allow cameras into every federal criminal hearing, you will be giving a wide lens to human tragedy. And there are exceptions in these rules, that judges can still make exceptions for victims, for witnesses who need to stay private. And certainly at the Supreme Court, according to Senator Blumenthal, there's opposition from, quote, the guys in the robes who don't want to change precedent and change history. That is much more of an uphill climb, but we were struck, Elaine, by the optimism of senators of getting a breakthrough in these lower federal courts, of which there is one in every state, and there are nearly 100 nationwide.
An intriguing